Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is my first video in the series that I'm doing now of using up the makeup that we have. I went ahead and created kind of this blue look. It is different from the look that I was wearing in the original video. I wanted to actually use products that I have that was using a newer palette, and I wanted to use stuff that I already have. So why not? So yes, go ahead and stay tuned for this video. Please subscribe, give me a like, comment if you want to. I would really enjoy that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Nice and zoomed in. So as per normal, I'm using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot all over my eyelid. So we are going to be going in, with the Berries and Cream palette by Dominique Cosmetics. I'm going to be using the Blueberry Muffin shade and a Morphe M506. We're just going to apply this shade into my crease and starting to carve out the cut crease. Let me just kind of show you what I mean. So kind of here where I have my bone structure. Cut creases literally just take practice, but kind of figuring out where you want that cut crease to be kind of right up against your bone, basically. I am also going to take the color just into the crease, just the outside edge of the eye. And we're just going to start to connect. So you'll see I am taking my brush and just kind of stamping a little bit to get that pigmentation a little bit stronger if I want it, and then just following that shape. Okay, so with just no additional product, I'm going to go ahead and blend this line out. I'm going to be using the Morphe M456 brush. I'm just going to take it and slightly just start buffing the edges a little bit. For my eye shape, I do like using a slightly smaller brush. I just feel like this gives me a bit more control, but I am just barely touching the brush to the face. I'm just doing little bitty back and forth motions to get that color to diffuse. Okay, so once that is diffused enough to my liking, we're actually going to go ahead and cut our crease. I know. We're just going super fast. This is fairly easy the way I do it, or I think it is. I'm just going to go ahead and take the product and we're going to put it on our eyelid just a little bit. So I just like to stamp. This is so far my favorite way to do a cut crease, which is just that, look up, and there you go, you got your shape. Where I notice I have to work on it a little bit more is the inner part of my eye, because I don't get that transfer as much as I do like the rest of the eye. So a lot of times I'll notice, you may notice as well, that it'll be different, slightly different between the two sides. Like I feel like this side is rounding in a bit more, and this side just kind of juts straight through. Usually once it's all completed, you can't really tell, but just keep that in mind. And then I will usually take a couple extra seconds, so this is where, again, it really just takes practice and kind of, I feel like it sounds funny to say because it's just doing makeup, but, you know, forcing yourself to relax. Because when you're wanting to do more straighter lines, things like cut creases, and for somebody like myself, does not come easy, you want to kind of relax yourself to make sure that cut crease is good. And just take your time. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple seconds just to define how I want the crease, and then we'll be back with what we'll do next. So that is pretty much to my liking. Is it perfect? No, but who cares? I'm going to dip back in with the M506 brush back into that Blueberry Muffin shade, that navy blue. And we're just going to go ahead and go on the outer corner of the eye. I know some people do this at first. When they do it, I never think to. I really probably should. Kind of build my shade, build the shape that I want first, and then go in with cutting the crease. But I don't know, it's just something I've been doing with cut creases, so who knows. Cool. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, just to help with the blend between this harsh line, is just take the same brush and kind of just wiped off my excess powder on a towel, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of soften the best we can. Obviously, we're merging a wet product and a dry product, so you don't want to go super how you would normally blend. I'm kind of tapping and kind of pulling. I wouldn't say there's any exact science to it, but just trying to get them to fade a little bit better. We're going to go ahead, I didn't do it on this side, we're going to do it on this side though, and use the NYX Glitter Primer just to see. I just sprayed the pigments on this side, or the shadows, so they still obviously glimmer really beautifully, but I do want to see if this will do anything different. I don't know. So I'm just going to take the Morphe M166 brush, just a flat shader brush. Again, I just wiped off the product, dip into my glitter glue. We're just going to go ahead and place this all over the lid. I'm just tapping it. Now you will notice maybe the foundation wasn't a good idea because you literally see our blending just went all away. I'm going to brush off some of that glue off that, re-tap over, kind of tapping and slightly dragging. You can always put more product, obviously, if you need to. Okay, so the palette that I mainly use is the Mascara Juvia's Lace palette. The shades that we're going to focus on are Dahlia and Zola. So I'm going to dip into Dahlia first. We're just going to go ahead and tap. Look at how pretty that color is. We're going to dip into Zola, which is that like teal shade, right next to Dahlia. So you'll notice I did leave a little bit of like a line halo thing about. I'm just going to take this highlighter shade from the Colored Rain Power collection. This is Prove My Royalty. This shade, if I haven't mentioned before, you need this. You need this. You're about to see. Ready? Are you ready? This. It's so transformative. It is such a good shade. Hands down, this little blush and highlight duo thing is so good. What we'll go ahead and do, I can, it's totally up to you. I don't know if I feel the need to deepen this blue, but you could. If you wanted to, I would just use a little smudge brush. This is the Morphe M508. We're going to re-dip into Blueberry Muffin. I'll do it just to show you. I'm just going to trace along. This brush is actually very nice. Any kind of smaller, denser brush is going to be really nice if you need to add more color. And I feel like this edge has more color pulled out where this is kind of rounded off. So I am going to go ahead and maybe I'll get a bigger brush. I'll use the original one. We used the 506 to add more color. I'm going to use it as well to try to blend these two together a bit better. Okay, so let's go back in with the Morphe M456 brush that we used before to buff out the crease. Just again, re-soften that if you need to. If this feels, again, too big, we can always go in with the Morphe M431. It's just a pencil brush. I personally like a really small, kind of detailed brush like this when I don't want to disturb the color too much. And also I'm doing kind of fine details. I do feel like this brush is going to be just fine for this outer portion. We will go ahead and clean up with concealer foundation, again, to get that really sharp line. So just taking our flat shader concealer type brush and go. I'm going to go ahead and take the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner and just create a nice little wing real quick. For my waterline, you probably can't really see, but I am wearing the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Fresh. This palette, or at least this shade, is a little bit more fallout prone. And if you need to, tap it off just to release some of that extra pigment. Then I did take also, for a little extra glimmer, Dahlia again. Dip into the shade. I'm going to take the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Give it a little spritz. And use that under the lash line as well. This color becomes very metallic, which is super pretty. I did also dip a bit into the white shade with the same brush, same residual spray. Continue on that glitter. I went ahead and just put some mascara on the other side, which I will do right now. Just using the CoverGirl mascara. Does anybody else ever like find an issue when their eyeshadows just don't match up always, like fully? I feel like the look still looks pretty, you know, but I feel like this just has that deep blue a little bit more, and we might do that. But that's right, I think makeup, I love the fact that makeup for myself, you can always change it. I feel like one thing I've learned from my makeup journey at times is when you get frustrated with something, which at least for me happens sometimes with makeup, I feel like I've kind of learned to, you know what, it's fine, we'll come back to it. Versus sitting there, I mean, I feel like it's anything. If you sit there forever, ever, and are trying to fix it, you're gonna mess it up and you're gonna be mad. I'm actually gonna dip into the Playground shade from the James Charles palette with the M506 brush. And just kind of tap over the edge. Just kind of deepening it up a little bit. Matching a bit what the other side has. This color is very nice. It's not as deep as Blueberry Muffin from the other shade, but it's fairly close. So just keep that in mind if you don't have the Blueberry Muffin shade or a similar shade and you want to still kind of have this depth. I would suggest you could, again, just kind of build it up. You can also use like an eyeliner or something to kind of carve out that shape first. You can mix it with the black. Maybe that would probably be more a better idea, is dip kind of one and then the other and kind of have that, you know, back and forth depth. You can always as well use the black first, put the blue on top of it. That's probably another good idea to create that same amount of depth. So you're using the same palette, you know what I mean, if that's something that you would like to do. So yeah, I would say that's pretty much, that's a wrap. I love this. I think this actually turned out fairly good. What am I doing? I don't know, I'm zooming in again. So yes, that is a wrap for this look. Today, I do really hope that you enjoyed this look that I did for you. Please subscribe, please leave me a comment, like, whatever. Hopefully you're having a good day today. I'm having a decent morning so far. I don't know, it's super early in the morning. So stupid. I will see you guys on my next video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!